I keep looking like a little lad.
Happy Saturday. It's a long run today, but it's just 5 miles. So I've at least done that before. Makes me have higher confidence going into it. But it's a big weekend because we're moving this weekend. So I'm trying to get this run in before the action really gets started. I got my AirPod clip in to help AirPods stay in the ears. So I'll put it on my Amazon storefront, but it's literally just $10 and I found it to be so helpful. And then I'm also bringing for the first time these Honey Stinger Energy Chews. It's the fruit smoothie flavor, which I haven't seen like the greatest things about, but with 5 miles, I don't think I would necessarily need to fuel, but since I haven't used these before, I figured it would probably be a good run to try. So I think I'll take them around 2 miles is my plan. Maybe some more around 3, I don't know, we'll see. 1 mile down, 4 to go. 2 miles down, 3 to go. 3 miles down, 2 to go. Something I like about living and training in Atlanta is that it is so freaking hilly. And so most of my short runs, like the 4 and 5 milers right now, I gain significantly more elevation during it than my half is even gonna have. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's setting me up for success. But that being said, uphills stink. And it seems like no matter how far I get into a run, there's always a steep uphill waiting for me. 4 miles down, 1 to go. Time to kick it up a notch. 5 miles done. This was my first long run that was sub 11-minute pace, which is huge because that is nowhere near what I usually do. I don't know if it was because I fueled or if I was just nuts, but my last mile was my fastest mile and also the mile that gained the most elevation. I wish I had it in me to pull out the camera when I was running that last hill because, oh my gosh, but I finished. One of the tough things about moving is that it's exhausting. I'm having floor time, but got things going on over there. Got things going on over there. I think one of the biggest things that is making it a little bit hard right now is that we're downsizing space so much, which we love and is good, but there are storage type things that are not built into the apartment that we haven't got yet, like a dresser. We're going to need a dresser. These clothes don't have anywhere to go, and I just have like a few tubs of clothes that will be temporary solutions until we get a dresser, but it'll just feel so much nicer once clothes can actually go in drawers. I think we're gonna look at IKEA dressers just because the goal is for it to go up in the loft, and though I would love this like antique wooden dresser, that cannot make it up a spiral staircase. But if we build a dresser up in the loft, then that can be there. We've been moving stuff over all day today. I'll show you after I eat my Uber Eats that's sitting in between me and you right now, the progress that we've made. I'd had a laser appointment scheduled for 1 p.m. today, so I thought that was gonna be kind of like more activity in the day, and it ended up getting canceled to get like rescheduled again. So now it's not until the end of July, which is kind of funny, or maybe not funny, but the appointment that I had today was a reschedule from the end of May, so it just keeps getting pushed later and later back. But some people take summers off on purpose from laser, so it's fine. Been moving stuff all day today. My bed frame finally just got delivered. I got 2 burgers and sweet potato fries. 1 burger for now, 1 burger for dinner, because after I ran my 5 miles, I did not fuel as well as I should have, and I've been very hungry all day and moving stuff, so it's just quite exhausting. Once we go back to the new apartment, I'll show you what's going on there. I wish that we were able to like make everything organized as it goes into the apartment, but really now it's just turned into getting everything over there, and then that'll just be another little beast to tackle once it's time. But I think it will feel better theoretically once, because everything's over here, stuff's out of here. If you're in Atlanta and you want a couch, let me know. Hopefully I don't still have it by the time this video posts, but I want someone to buy that couch because I don't want it to go to the new apartment. I'm selling my whiteboard, which I'm emotionally attached to, I know, but out of 700 square feet, I don't feel like 7 square feet of it can be a whiteboard. What else are we trying to sell? Oh, this dining room table, trying to sell that because we don't have room for it in the new one. Lots of moving parts, things going on. Moving is stressful. Even though there's nothing to be stressed about, like it's fine. It's just, I just wish I was already moved in. Are you ready to be as terrified as I am? things all over where they don't belong. We have almost everything moved in though. It obviously is not where it will end up. I know I was already talking about this, but we have a lot less closet space than we did before. So for 2 people, just not quite a lot going on. I am going to go upstairs and build a bed though. So at least there's that.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just worried about this leg.
Can we unscrew them? I'm pretty sure we can unscrew them.
I think you're right. Because that's what I was accidentally doing.
Which
I think he did
Lefty
that.
Lucy.
Lefty loosey, yes.
No, I'm just like looking from this angle. I was like,
That probably would have made our life a lot easier. Up to this point.
pick this one. Want to do these?
Do we need to?
Might as well. Yeah, it just literally turned into a hurricane.
This one's not moving for me. This one is not.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a try.
Oh, there's ones in the middle too.
That's okay.
Dude, what is going on outside?
Huh?
What is going on?
Dude, it's turning into a tornado outside.
Look like a little lad from the revolution. But oh my gosh, moving week is crazy. And it's like you always know that it's going to be wild, but then you're always surprised. I feel like whenever it actually is wild. Follow up on that couch that I should have filmed whenever they started trying to move it. I also tried to help. Let me find the light. I don't know where lights are yet in this place. Oh, that's a light, but not the light I was looking for. We kept having to remind ourselves, like, this couch came into this apartment, so it has to be able to come out of this apartment. It was so difficult. This is not the cute apartment that we moved into anymore. It has got so much work to be done. I do not like Mr. Couch, and I think I've already mentioned how we're trying to sell him. We're trying to sell this guy too, just like Facebook Marketplace. Like right now, I think it's listed for like $40 for this table and all 6 chairs because there obviously is not dining room in this apartment. This guy will keep just until we get another guy. I just don't like him. We did go to IKEA today, which the boxes have made it all the way up there. First time I've ever been to IKEA. I like didn't understand how it worked. Like how you walk through showrooms first. That it's like, okay, look at all of these bedroom layouts, look at all of these bathroom layouts, look at all these kitchen layouts, and they have the tags on the items. So if you see something that you like, then it's like, okay, you can find this in the furniture self-service at like this aisle and this bin number. So that ended up being cool because we found the dresser that was one I found online that I thought we were gonna like the best, and we did like it the best, and that's what we ended up getting. We haven't gotten anything else yet. We did find a pantry that we think we like for right here to hold our food, but they were out of stock, and also we weren't positive that it would all fit in my car because my car is definitely not big, but the dresser fit just fine. I'm kind of excited to put it together, a little apprehensive, kind of excited, but there are a lot of things that need my attention before putting it together. So we moved a whole lot today. I'm exhausted. Like, it was very much physical activity today. And then we ran errands. We started at IKEA and then we went to Marshall's. Didn't end up, we just got one little like shelf organizer at Marshall's. Went to Target, got a few more organizational things and a few like food items to just like get us through the week, I guess, for the next few days, because all the food that we own right now, I feel like a hoarder. There's next to nothing in the cabinets right now though, so it's kind of like what you see is what we own. I used to be able to fit all of the belongings that I owned into my Ford Focus whenever I had to like pack up a dorm room and drive 9.5 hours home by myself. I think I've expanded a little bit. We have quite a few things that we want to take to get donated, like dishes that we don't use and we don't need 20 plates for 2 people, that type of thing. So I'm trying to look into like organizations in Atlanta that would put them to good use, like to people who are getting their first apartments or whatever it may be. But a lot of them only take donations like during business hours, Monday to Friday, and I work during business hours. So not exactly positive what's gonna happen with all those things yet, but they definitely don't have room to be in here. I intended to do a whole weekend vlog, but moving just always, it gets the best of you. Gets the best of you. I'm so excited to look back like at this moment whenever our apartment is like beautiful and cute and be like, oh, things do get better. But right now, I need to focus on dinner. Zach's cat sitting, so he just went to see the cat, and I just saw that his phone is right there. I was gonna text him, but apparently can't do that. I'm exhausted. And I work tomorrow, like the full work week starts tomorrow. Zach was going into work early today, and so I also got here early, about 30 minutes early. So I'm sitting in the gardens that they have here, and I'm gonna start reading a book, kind of just hang out until it's my time. But happy Monday morning, ready for a full week. Today's moving docket will be cleaning the apartment, the old apartment, just to get it ready for turning in the keys tomorrow. But right now, feeling good. We have been cleaning for 2.5 hours ever since I got back from work, and our part's basically done. The stuff that you see around is our roommates, and I think he's coming back tomorrow morning to grab the rest of the stuff, which our lease ends tomorrow morning, so we're turning in the keys tomorrow, probably after work. I'll fill you in on work today, later. It's like 7 p.m. I haven't eaten because we've been cleaning, but this is the first apartment that I moved to after college. This is the first apartment that I ever had like my name on a lease. I moved here the summer after graduating from the University of Alabama with my bachelor's of social work, and then it was in this apartment that I did my entire master's of social work, that I interned in the jail, that I got my first post-grad job, that I worked in the jail, that I quit my job, that I started this new one, that I had my unemployed era for a little bit, but then even like beyond the career. Whenever we moved into this apartment, I think I had 200 subscribers on YouTube, and it is obviously more than that now, so big place. Should I show the safety hazard that we never made use of? Terrifying.
What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
I'm so hot and I'm so sweaty, but I also have so much to catch you up on, and my camera is dying. So if there are like little background switches or camera switches whenever I'm talking to you, I apologize because my camera dies or I'm going somewhere. Moving is crazy, but I want to talk to you about work. Let's see if I can set you somewhere. want to talk to you about work because it has been a second since we have caught up about that. So I feel like the past 2 days in work have actually been quite busy. Okay, I think this works because now I can sit. They've actually been quite busy. Yesterday, some interesting things. I'm still shadowing people. I'm still not doing really my own thing yet. But yesterday, some interesting things was I attended a perinatal social work support group, which was very interesting. It's group supervision, but it's run by someone outside, like not an immediate direct supervisor. And it is the cardiac social workers, of which I'm one, and the NICU social workers to discuss perinatal social work, which is both like before birth, during birth, after birth, because our patients are a lot of babies. So I was really glad to experience that for the first time. I think it'll be more meaningful and more impactful as I get deeper into the work and have my own patients, but it is cool to put names to faces and just get time set aside out of the day where it's focused on like us as professionals instead of like running around trying to get everything done, you know, putting out fires, everything. They're very big on setting aside time to pour into professionals and make sure that like we're good, we can talk, we have support, all of that. So that was cool from yesterday. Today, I feel like it was just a very busy day. I think in the beginning of my shadowing days, it was a lot of very mundane, which is going to be most days, so that makes sense. Or it was like maybe tasks that don't happen all of the time, but still pretty like low stress tasks. And I feel like there's just been more like heavier things going on in the past, like this week so far, just with different patients and shadowing different social workers who have been with the patients and the families for a long time. So it's a little bit different because I haven't been with them through the journey. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm just popping in now. And so I see the process of making decisions such as withdrawal of care and preparing for bereavement, or on the flip side, like totally different situations, seeing situations in which DFACS referrals need to get made or heavier things like that. So there've been more that's happening in the shadowing days. They've started me in like my process of orientation. I wrote some of my own notes, but now I'm writing notes for pretty much everything I shadow, give or take. Not official notes, but kind of like the bigger things so that then I can compare it with the social worker who is like actually doing it. So for example, whenever like a psychosocial gets done now, I'll type up the psychosocial and they'll type up the psychosocial so that then like they can read mine, you know, and give feedback so that I'll be very well equipped whenever I start getting my own patients and getting my own families, which I believe will be in, I think like a week and a half from now, maybe not next week, but the following week, maybe sooner than that. I feel ready. Obviously it'll be like a nervous little hump whenever it's the first time that it's like, oh, that's Anna's family, you know, whenever it's like my official caseload. But I've mentioned this before, just how thrilled I am to have like so much orientation time because that's so rare, but has been so valuable. So medical social work, still going good, still going well. Outside of work has been nuts as well. I don't know if you can notice behind me, but we did manage to sell both the table and the couch. The table someone came and picked up yesterday. I ended up just having to put them for dirt cheap on Facebook Marketplace. The table and 6 chairs I sold for $50, and then the couch I just sold for $60. And none of them had anything wrong with them, but they just did not fit physically in this space, and we need to be able to walk around, and if we're not planning to keep them, you know, it was good to get rid of them. I was excited to get rid of them. And the couch just came and picked up now. And so, you know, after having to move the couch from the old apartment to this apartment, now it is finally gone. And today we also went and did like one last walkthrough through our old apartment because we spent so much time cleaning yesterday. You would have seen the video I took yesterday, kind of looking at it all empty. There were still a couple things, but looking at it all empty. And today we turned in our keys. So officially no longer have that apartment. I know I kind of talked about this whenever I was there yesterday, but the fact that my life was so different whenever we moved into that apartment, and even just like the journey to getting that apartment with leases not touching days. There was like 10 days gap between Zach's old lease and that one starting, and so we had to stay with a friend and move all of our stuff, and I was working a job that wasn't great at the time. I had just come to Atlanta. I was super new here, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I didn't feel like sentimental really leaving that apartment because I've been so excited to move into a new space and to be just with Zach, like our first apartment together, just us. But I do think, I keep looking like a little lad in videos. I'm so hot, that's what's happening. But I do think that obviously I changed and grew a lot in that apartment. So it is kind of sentimental, but I didn't really feel like emotional about it or anything. But now it's just this one, it's just us here. My goals for today are to eat something. I think I said that we just sold the couch now, but I like help carry it down the stairs just a little bit. Zach does most of the work with that, and the person we were buying it from also helped, but that was exhausting. And so I'm gonna make like a smoothie or something. We don't have too much food here just because we haven't even had like room to move. So so we haven't gotten groceries or anything. Make a smoothie, and then I think I'm gonna try to start on the dresser upstairs. I'm gonna try to start that tonight. At some point though, I'm gonna run to Target to pick up another Target pickup order, so still a lot of things going on, but I feel like a huge load is off of the shoulders with the couch and the table being gone. Like that's the biggest win. Everything is wins because that happened. Glad I got the chance to sit down and catch up a little bit though. Another work day done. I have been living off of honey stinger waffles. I got them specifically like for running, like thinking like, okay, quick fuel, whatever, but they're so delicious and theoretically give you a good amount of energy. So loving living for these. Work today, how did I even do? I continue to shadow, but that's just the norm, like you can assume that at this point. But then we had a CEU event today that was working with refugee families and the refugee community in Atlanta, but like as a hospital social worker. So had someone come in from an organization that works with refugee resettlement in Atlanta, and then also had 2 social workers who were both refugees to America as children come and talk about their experience as well. So that was cool in the middle of the day, and I got CEUs for the license from it as well. And then we also had a social work staff meeting today, which is the first one that I've gone to. They're monthly, but this is the first one that I've been there for. So just learning like updates, putting more names to faces, and getting to know other social workers around the area. So nothing like too big, too drastic, kind of definitely falling into a routine. Tonight, I think I mentioned this in last week's vlog, but honestly, I have not edited the past like 3 weeks worth of vlogs, like at this current point. At some point I'm gonna have to sit down and do that, but just with the move and everything. I think I mentioned this though, that last week, Wednesday, I went and met some girls that I didn't know and went running on the Beltline in Atlanta with them. It was a girl that I follow on TikTok, but she was like, who wants to come run on the Beltline? And I was like, count me in. Always nerve-wracking to meet new people, but remember, I'm trying to be better at that. And since I have recently started to love running, it's a nice like activity then to join in with other people during some days of the week. And so that was a week ago, and so now it's Wednesday evening again, and we're gonna meet around 7:15 or so. It's so hot, so kind of like waiting for, I say for things to cool off. They don't cool off. Like it's still gonna be just as hot then as it is now, but the sun won't be quite as direct. I'm gonna meet them again and run probably about 3 miles or so. And on the Beltline in Atlanta, it's this like walkway. It's this neighborhood revitalization project that I don't know when it became a thing, but they continue to work on it. But there's a bunch of restaurants, bars, different things along this walkway that's miles and miles long. And so we're meeting like at one specific brewing company, and then are gonna run, you know, turn around, run back, and then just sit and chat and hang out. So I am looking forward to that because it was a lot of fun last week. I am very tired, I think, just because literally the past 5 days, everything has included an activity, because like we've been moving, okay, then it's cleaning, okay, then it's moving the couch downstairs, moving the table downstairs, like going to work, coming back. And today's pretty much the same in that I'm gonna eat, grab my water bottle so I can make sure to hydrate before the run, and then go upstairs and continue working on that dresser. IKEA directions are not quite as straightforward as Amazon furniture building directions, so it's a little bit different, but so far it's going okay. It's gonna take a while, but it's going okay. I really like building furniture that comes, so I'm excited to do it, but I'm gonna be working on that. My hope is until it's time to get ready and go to the run. Zach is at the grocery store now, so he's getting food. And yeah, I'll check in with you at some point, show you my dresser progress at some point. Hope you're having a great day though, whichever day you're watching this. Good morning. Today is Thursday, and I actually am not going into the hospital today. I'm going into the fancy location that like my orientation and stuff was in, if you remember that one, which I'm kind of excited for because I'm doing the like last part of a crisis intervention training. Let me tuck in my shirt so I don't look slobby. And so it's an 8-hour training today, starts at 8 a.m. And then I'm actually planning on not getting home for a while. this afternoon because with the moving, we have made like a pretty significant collection of things that we're wanting to donate, like old bedding that we don't need, kitchen items we don't need, things like that, that I felt like were good and good enough conditions. I didn't just want to donate them to a thrift store, even though that's really easy to do. So instead I'm taking them to, what is it called? I think it's called Atlanta Mission, but I know that they like help people get set up with apartments for a variety of different needs of why someone may need help getting set up with an apartment. But they only take donations 8 to 5:30, or like, wait, I think it's like 9:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. And so there's not usually a good time for me to do that, especially because I haven't been driving myself to and from work. But since I'm driving myself to the fancy location today, I was like, okay, so after work, like whatever the traffic is, I have an hour to get there. It honestly could be pushing it just with Atlanta traffic in the afternoon, but I have an hour to get there, so I'll drop off the donations there. And then I'm actually headed like far south of town to give my old supervisor from my MSW internship, if you remember way back in those days, but she has a son who's in high school, and I have like a lot of little study textbook type things that will be helpful to him that I don't need at all anymore. And so trying to shed off the poundage of belongings while also like diverting them to places that they can be good. But with that, it's gonna be a lot of driving this afternoon, but also like I've been counting on this all week, so it's not gonna be a surprise. I'll just throw on some good music or something, and since I'm counting on it, I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 3 hours, because then I'll be nice and surprised when it's not 3 hours, but it definitely is gonna be sitting in traffic. And now it's just on me to carry all of my items downstairs. Little outfit of the day, if you want it. They sent a text saying wear comfortable clothing for this crisis intervention. So now in my head, I'm like, are we gonna be doing like jujitsu or something? Like, I don't know. But got my fig scrubs on. I remember I have 2 pairs of these. This pink pair, and then there's also a purple pair. And what's funny, I don't wear these shoes to work. I did once, but I don't anymore. But my figs colors that I got are the same colors that are in my running shoes. Like this pink, and then it's like exactly that purple, which I thought was cute of me. I do like fig scrubs. Whenever I first got them, I thought the size was gonna be a problem. Like I thought they were not gonna fit me, or were not gonna be like appropriate if I could get them on my body, because they were quite tight to begin with, but they do kind of, I don't know if stretch out or just like, I don't know. They've gotten more manageable as I've worn them. So I am a fan. They're comfy, and they're more comfy than business casual. I just put on my old Hokas, the yellow ones. They're kind of beat up just to be super duper comfortable today. And then this is just like a plain blue long sleeve that I wear all of the time. But I'm gonna head out. I'm getting lunch at Fancy Location today. And this is the place, remember, that they have like a little snack bar that has like kombuchas and stuff. So payday's tomorrow. So I feel like I can get a kombucha today. We'll see, but I might. Finished my training for the day, and now I'm about to take my trek around Atlanta. I think I mentioned it this morning, but I'm going to drop off donations at the Atlanta Mission Center, like donation drop off, which apparently, I was just looking at Google, like as I was pulling up the directions, apparently it's the location that used to be a filming location that was a hospital in The Walking Dead, but then now the hospital is not there anymore, and it's the Atlanta Mission instead. So it was like 5-year-old reviews being like, oh, so cool to see this in person, and then like 1-year-old reviews being like, such a letdown, the hospital's not even here anymore. But I just put in all of the addresses that I'm going to, and I just can't avoid traffic. Like I just want to get this done, so I know I'm gonna be in the car for a long time. I put in all of the addresses, and to get from where I am now to like northwest Atlanta, and then I'm going like south of Atlanta, like out of the city, out of the perimeter, very south of Atlanta, and then like back into the city to get back home. And it's a 2-hour and 20-minute drive total. And that's not to include like the stops of taking stuff out. So fingers crossed, I'll put on some Taylor Swift, Training was okay today. It was crisis prevention. So the morning was a lot of talking about like verbal de-escalation and everything, but then they also want to prevent violence in the workplace. So then the afternoon was like learning therapeutic holds and stuff that I do not imagine I will need. I mean, I guess knock on wood, but just like in my role at the hospital, I likely will not need them, but it still was, I mean, cool to learn. Nice to have like a little switch up to the day. But I'm gonna get driving before the traffic gets worse. Do a little outfit of the day.
OOTD.
OOTD with my grandma pants today.
This is my OOTD. 0 effort.
Hey, you put in some effort. Look at the way the navy on your socks coincides with the navy on your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a white shirt and you have white socks. You did good. Still got a lot of stuff going on in here. I know that I shadow today, and I don't know if I do anything else besides that. We hadn't even caught up since I went to work, but I'm running right now. I don't know how long I'm gonna go. The air quality was so bad all day, but now it's okay. So I'm trying to make good use of being able to exercise outside while I can. So theoretically, I'm doing a 4-mile run right now. If I feel great, it might end up being 7. I'll let you know. It's a new day now, which I'm only telling you so that you can have confidence in the fact that I have in fact like washed and dried the shirt between whenever you just saw me running in it and right now. Usually I wouldn't always like break the timeline of the vlog and let you know that time has passed because I forgot to do an outro, except for in this case. It's a very clean shirt that I'm wearing right now. I did run 7 miles and I feel like that was it was a huge accomplishment, but I feel like the hugest part of it to me was the fact that I did not bring fuel, I did not hydrate, I was not wearing my favorite running shoes, I was not wearing great running gear, and I still did it. So I think that that kind of will help in the future because lots of times I try to like set up for my longer runs to be like perfect, to give myself the best fighting chance, which is good to do, but also I think mentally I like proved to myself that I can have imperfect conditions and still accomplish the goal. So I think it's wild how much the running has changed from literally April when I started until now. Remember, I started it because I really wanted to like have and achieve goals and try something new and kind of like prove to myself that I could do something new. So that just felt really cool that I did the 7 miles successfully. Another great week vlog done though. Very moving focused, very moving heavy. Probably like next week will also be the same, and then I don't know, I hope to be like moved in and functioning and like get to start working on decor and everything pretty soon. But make sure to subscribe before you go. If you made it to this point of the video, it's been a while since I've done this. If you made it to this point of the video, comment this emoji down in the comments so that I know you did. I hope you have such a wonderful day today or a week. I hope you take time to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you next time.